Curzio, no live video, and the title of this is Think Twice Before Buying This High Flyer. The high flyer I'm talking about is Peloton. I know it's up today, but there was interesting news on Apple, which everyone knows by now. They're launching their own fitness program. It's called Fitness Plus. It's for $9.99. And if you're looking at Peloton, a lot of that growth comes from their subscription services. But I want to break down a couple of things because it seems like maybe an obvious short, but I'm going to explain to you what I look at before I short a stock or buy puts on it. Because there's a lot of things that you need to know because all the news of Peloton, let's just look at the stock really quick. I mean, there's no surprise here from the March lows. Look at this thing take off. I mean, $85. And deservedly so. They put up amazing numbers. But when you're looking at the last quarter, I can bring these numbers up for you here. I mean, just across the board, look at these numbers. They're just incredible. I could see why the stock is going higher. So fitness subscriptions grew 113%. That's the ones that they charge. Connected fitness is $39.99 a month. The regular digital subscriptions grew as well, so 3.1 million total. The digital subscriptions are $9.99. Total revenue grew 172%. Again, we're in a market where it's very difficult for people to work out, right? So it makes sense. Now, Peloton is saying, it's great. The CEO actually said, it's great that Apple's getting into this industry. It validates our thesis. It's always great when a $2 trillion company comes into the market to validate the thesis and they're going to be a competitor to you. But when I'm looking at the numbers here, and this is important for you guys to understand, is this was in their 10K, buried in their 10K, which a lot of people don't look at. They're just going to look at the numbers. But if you're looking at the 10K specifically for Peloton, they said something interesting. It's the first time they ever announced this, the first time they ever had this statistic. They talked about the advertising and marketing budget. It was $300 million. To put that in perspective, it's nearly 65% of revenue that they're spending on marketing and advertising. Okay, here's what companies normally spend. If you look at advertising and marketing, I'm going to blow this up for you. 24% of total sales, 15%, 15%. If you're looking at the major companies here, guys, it's, Oracle is 22%, Microsoft 16%, Google 12%, Apple 6%, right? That's what they spend on marketing and advertising in terms of percentage of sales, so 65%. Now, it's been working for this company, which has been fantastic, and they have incredible margins. Their margins are 47%, but 80% of their business comes from hardware. The reason why Peloton is taking off is because of their subscription business, and now you have Apple competing directly with it. Remember, Apple was a hardware company, right? iPhone, remember, first 10, 15 years, they did everything they can to get into a services company. That's why they're a $2 trillion company from 500 billion. This company needs to grow subscriptions. Everybody has one of these iPhones. Now everyone can access it. $9.99, very, very simple. And you get a whole bunch of things on top of the fitness. That's going to be a big impact on this company. Now, I said the same thing about iRobot, how that company is going to crash due to competition. I said the same thing about GoPro. With iRobot, it was in the high 90s. It went to 125 before it crashed to 30. They kind of reinvented themselves and doing a little bit better now. The stocks have been going higher. Good for them. When I look at Peloton, this isn't a secular growing theme. Gyms are starting to open up. All the COVID numbers are getting great. You're seeing a story, 121 kids died from COVID. They're not telling you that. Twice that amount, double that amount died from the flu over the same time frame, right? So after the election's over, you're going to hear enough of the bullshit about COVID and how it's just like the flu for most people if you don't have underlying symptoms and you're not over 65. But we're going to hear all the garbage and why you should stay home. Once we open up, is Peloton going to continue to sell all those bikes for $2,500 to these people? I don't know. I think they really captured that market. Those numbers are incredibly optimistic. You may see it for a couple more quarters. I wouldn't outright short the stock. You don't want to get blown out with, they're probably going to have another positive quarter, maybe down, and I would be worried owning this stock or looking to buy this stock here. You might see a little bit of a bump over the next quarter or so, but eventually this is going to come down to crush them. Now that Apple has launched this amazing service. So guys, questions, comments, always here for you. FrankCurzioResearch.com. As always, I'll be back to you guys soon. Take care.